Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. What is going on, everyone? Mystic from Mystical Tomes here, and today we're going to be doing another reaction of scary and bone-chilling videos causing panic on the internet. And if anyone doesn't like a little panic in this very, very orderly world, you know who you are. We are going to be doing a reaction on this, and this is from the YouTube channel of Lisadry, or Lisadry. I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, please let me know in the comment section down below. It's not, I just can't pronounce words today, so I do deeply apologize for that. But if you guys enjoy my reaction, my feedback, my commentary, what I think about this, my 2 cents, and so on and so forth, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and bell notification in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And as always, let's get started.
Another time for some scary adventures. Oh yeah. I am pretty sure that some of these activities would have shocked you, but turns out they were predicted way before they happened. Shocker, right?
In 1555, Nostradamus made 942 terrifying predictions. A lot of those prophecies have since come true. In 2024, he predicted that China would become the leader of the world both politically and economically. He also predicted we would see elected the last president of the United States. That's not all. He got very specific when he said the last American president would be black. Did Nostradamus predict that Kanye West would become president?
I don't know about that. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but so far we did have a black president, which was Barack Obama. And so far we're at the last presidency. If this is true, that would be probably Joe Biden. Again, no hate towards anyone that's a Democrat or anything. This is just what I'm conveying to you. So, Nostradamus had like over 243 predictions. From what I'm hearing, a lot of them are true. What do you guys think? Because I'm not really believing in this kind of thing. It's just my opinion. I'm only going to be speculating on that. But yes, I don't believe in that at all. So, if anyone else does, cool for you. I just don't agree with it.
Well, there was a time NASA was obsessed with exploring what lay deep in the sea. So why did they stop? What did they come across that scared them off?
Have you ever wondered why NASA stopped exploring the ocean? NASA started exploring the deep sea in 1958, but stopped in 1978. After that, they started working on getting us off the planet. They even detonate a massive explosion in the ocean in 2021. What did they discover down there? What are they so afraid of?
So me and my buddies, that when we're at work, we come up with a whole bunch of conspiracy theories, right? And the conspiracy theory is that in 1958, the government wanted to know what was all on the bottom of the ocean. Wanted to know what kind of terrain, what kind of animal life, aquatic life, so on and so forth, what kind of plants, so on. We made a prediction pretty much stating that there could be something down there. What? We don't know. It could be something big, and we've been poking around trying to, find new frickin' resources for fuel or anything, not oil, but, other sources or other rare metals or something, just for discovery's sake alone. But you know what? You poke the beehive, you're going to eventually get stung. So it's just a theory, conspiracy theory more like, that there is something like an underwater civilization, because the vast majority of the ocean has been pretty much just been like ultrasound or frickin' sonar or whatever you want to call it, just the terrain wise. But the vast majority of the very, very deep ocean has not been explored at all. So that's just our theory going with that. What do you guys think? What is your theory about what's deep underneath the ocean that made the government stop 20 years of researching, and now it is trying to have us go into outer space and do everything else? Again, conspiracy theory, just for fun. We're not all crazy here. This is just a fun conspiracy theory. Moving on.
The game of the future. In this coming clip, you would see the game that predicted some of the events we have seen, but there is more.
Is this card game warning us of the future? The card game was released in the 1990s, and it seemed to predict world events with startling accuracy. The card game included references to events such as 9/11, natural disasters, and even the pandemic. This card game was called the Illuminati New World Order. Many believe that this card game was created by the Illuminati themselves as a way to communicate their plans to the world. Others believe that it was just a coincidence. But with so many events seemingly predicted by this game, it's hard to ignore the eerie similarities. But whether it's fact or fiction, one thing is for sure. The Illuminati and their alleged plans for a new world order remain shrouded in mystery and intrigue. And so do the question.
At first, it's
Okay, I wasn't expecting to see the woman bend over backwards. That kind of startled me when I opened my eyes. But no, that whole entire card game, could it be just a thing of chance? Could it be that they have some divine power of seeing into the very, very vast future and, you know, writing it down just as a card game, but they actually knew what was going on? Something to think about. Very unlikely. I think it's just sheer coincidence they got all those right, but in every single order, in every single thing, numerically wise, date wise, everything, time stamped, there has to be something more to it than that. What do you guys think?
seems like a joke, but it does get serious real fast, and it is very creepy.
Oh, tiptoe through the window, by the window, by the window, become tiptoe through the tulips with me.
Furries are taking over the fucking world, dude. I'm sorry. The people who are running around acting like foxes and stuff, no hate to you. Do what you want to do. But I think that's the new generation where people are trying to act like foxes and wolves and stuff. And I've seen it all over TikTok. I've seen it all over YouTube on the shorts where people think they're dogs or foxes or wolves or something. And they do the same exact thing. But again, what do you guys think? It's just a very odd video. Very odd.
Things that are not happening yet, right? So, do you mind explaining what is featured in this video?
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. No, absolutely not. Like, let's go back for a second there. Like, that was a genuine scare. Right there. Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. That's enough video for the day.
Why does it seem like the road is not ending? Or is that just from this end? Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I bet you would.
Yeah, that was a very long, winding, dark road on some back roads. And those back roads last a very long time just driving through them. If you're driving through Shelton, Washington, if you're driving through Bremerton, Washington, they are so freaking long and winding. You gotta be very careful because there's a lot of deer up in this area of Washington. It's crazy how much deer there is. And they will jump out right in front of your car. They do not care.
Would think that you were better off not knowing that these urban legends existed. Too bad now.
She must have been out of her head.
Mm-hmm.
You could.
That's very interesting. Usually, they don't really look like, a bipedal, long-legged animal like that. They look like something that's a predator, a coyote, a fox, a wolf, a bear, a bobcat, mountain lion, whatever. Very predatory animals, an owl. But I don't think those... The first one looked pretty good. Looked like the last video where the people were running on all fours. But this one... I would have to call cap on that. I don't think those were real, just because of how grainy they were. You couldn't really see how good they were. You could see a vague image. But, again, it's just my opinion.
Could be taking a video of a fun time with you and your guys, and suddenly you realize that someone else is in the video.
These girls were in a carnival game.
The strange thing is that there were only 3. Although the people appear in the video. Wait. The girl in the back never existed.
That's crazy. That's very crazy. Could it be faked? I don't think so, because then one of those rides where it's going up and down, you're locked in place. You can't do that. But could it be a possible realization of they caught a ghost with a woman where she could have died, passed away, what have you? Very easily could have it happened. But that's a really good video. Could it be faked? Yes. I think it's real. Just because it didn't feel like there was any cuts or any freaking pauses on there, except for when it was like, okay, the ride's up, it's going down, and then the camera was right back to where the angle of the 2 women were. So again, just my opinion on that.
In this video, you would come across certain instances of disturbance with unknown causes. It gets weird pretty fast.
I hate clowns, dude, so much.
お前さ、何しに来たの？てかお前何やこれやったの？おい、答えろよ。
I'm sorry, what? There's no way. Yeah, no, I'm good. Wait, what happened? Oh, Jesus! I didn't see it the first time after I had to go look down in the lower screen. Oh my God. Freaking scared the Jesus out of me. God damn. That is scary as all hell. No, thank you. No, I'm good, man. That's not human.
There are so many things that are weird about Egypt, and it begins with the name. Check out all of this in the next clip.
A lot of things just don't make sense about Egypt. For example, no mummy or hieroglyphs have ever been found in any of the pyramids, so why then do we still think they are burial chambers? The ancient Egyptians referred to Egypt as Kemet. It wasn't even called Egypt, and we still can't explain how the pyramids were built. There is evidence that the Sphinx is much older than the ancient Egyptians themselves, and we even have hieroglyphs documenting restoration work on it. The weathering patterns do not match something 4,500 years old. They go back much further.
That's very
It's
interesting.
just rats, right? So why does this...
It's very interesting about the pyramids because there's a lot of documentation of discoveries and finding like vast numbers of mummies throughout the whole entire area of Egypt, but we're delving into things that we shouldn't be touching and trying to do that. I know curiosity is a good thing, but if it's from a higher power, not saying God, more advanced civilization, a different species, so on and so forth. Again, it's just an idea thinking about it. It's like saying, for instance, you found an unknown virus or something, and you didn't know what it was, and you broke the frickin' container for it, and it spread throughout the whole entire population, wiping out probably half the population. Well, I didn't know. It's just like, just don't mess with it. Put it away, or get rid of it, dispose of it. But this kind of stuff, we don't know anything about it, and it's carbon dating back past where the Egyptian pyramids were first being built. So that's kind of interesting.
looks so creepy and weird?
Oh no. Those rats were running
Do you
clearly
know
away from
that
something.
there was a superior civilization before Egypt that had been cleared out by water and fire?
Around 500 to 600 BC, Solon, the Greek lawmaker, visited Egypt. He met with an Egyptian high priest who welcomed him. The priest told Solon about a superior civilization who had been destroyed by water and fire. He said that the gods had purged the earth and that this superior and advanced civilization had been known by the name Atlantis. The priest continued to ridicule Solon's distinct lack of knowledge and told him how unsophisticated the Greeks were to think that this is the first time civilization had come this far. He said the Greeks are a young civilization in comparison to the Atlanteans. When Solon questioned the priest more, he told him that civilization has existed many times. The earth has been purged many times over. All of these times have been recorded, and we hold records of them here in our temples. He said that the Greeks and their people have only experienced plagues and floods, but no knowledge of all that happened in all times in this land or therein. The priest continued to tell Solon of the times before the Greeks. He said, Solon, concerning the people of your country, the history you hold is little better than children's tales. A bemused Solon continued to listen to the priest. He said, For, in the first place, you remember but one flood, though many had occurred previously. There was a time, Solon, before the greatest destruction by water, when what is now called the city of Athens was the bravest in war and extremely well organized in all other respects as well. It is said that it possessed the most splendid works of art and the noblest civic organization of any people under heaven of which we have heard anything about. The priest continued to explain the character of the city and the people that preceded Athens 9,000 years earlier, regarding the citizens who lived 9,000 years ago then. I will tell you about them. For in front of the mouth which you Greeks call, as you say, the Pillars of Heracles, there was an island which was larger than Libya and Asia together. This island was called Atlantis. The priest continued to tell Solon all about their great achievements and advances in technology before a great flood destroyed Atlantis. Solon reported back his findings, to which it was passed down through generations until Plato documented the visit. Perhaps, in that case, we have known where Atlantis is all along. We have just not been looking there.
It's crazy to think that we had an ultra-high civilization back in that time, centuries before the Egyptians, and they had documentation, and they probably had evidence, just hordes of evidence in the Library of Alexandria and everything else. And it's kind of really trippy to think about how, they had evidence of this, and then all of a sudden the fire broke out in the Library of Alexandria, destroying pretty much everything except for a couple things. And it's just like, it gives you all these different theories to think about and play with, man. It's really weird.
The tomb of the god of the underworld? In this video, there is a dive into what the tomb of the god of the underworld looks like.
So we're 100 feet down now. What is this?
Susie, this is the tomb of Osiris.
The god of the underworld.
If you will look down here, I will show you what is here. Look, there is the second part of the sarcophagus. Goes down, I think, about 1 feet. And up, you see what we did. The lid is up, 11, 12 tons weight.
And how could they get 12 tons down 100 feet?
When they cut the shaft, they fill the shaft with sand, and they cut the side shafts. They take the sand from the side shafts, and the sarcophagus will come down piece by piece.
Archaeologists agree that below the Giza Plateau lies a network of tunnels. Could this be the center? A gateway? Our first evidence is stunningly revealed.
Watch the full video by following the link in the comments or description.
Very interesting.
Now you
Very
see
interesting.
me, now you don't. Check it out.
Oh, I've seen this video. That's an absolute no. Hard pass.
Maria?
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
At first,
We're gonna walk right past that, where there is a little kid sleeping. Now, could it be easily faked? Absolutely. Absolutely. There was a cut where the guy grabbed a hold of that, and all of a sudden he was just gonna go doing that. Very easy could it be faked. No debating that right now whatsoever. Could be very easily faked. But just think about if that was real, and it was some shit that you've seen off a movie like Insidious, or frickin', The Conjuring, pretty much. You're seeing physical manifestations appear in front of you because they want to be friends, air quotations, with your kid. And it's terrifying to think about. I wouldn't want to have that in my house. No thank you. Hard pass.
You think it is a toy, then you get to see that it is something more. This would have you holding your clothes.
Oh, no thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. That mom wasn't playing around. The one thing I could say was very convincing. The baby didn't cry. The baby probably didn't even know what was going on. But what I can say is the woman was very, very, very convincing. She was very convincing. And the older kid was also convincing. I think the baby just didn't know what was going on because it's a baby. It's an infant. It doesn't know any better. But I think a child seeing something scary, or if the ghost was just being a prankster, the kid's not going to cry about it. But I also think that seeing something like that, it would be terrifying. And the kid's just like, what is going on right now? It's terrifying to think about. It really is.
It is always something with the stairs. This time around, it is a box sound.
Tampoco estoy haciendo compañía hoy porque ya estoy sola. Todavía se escucha un ruido de abajo. Y la verdad que no sé.
Oh, I saw this already, yeah.
Sora.
Oh, that's still a hell no. So yeah, you see right here, you see a pair of arms basically doing this underneath the frickin' staircase, and you're going to see what happens here in just a second. It is very frickin' creepy, and if you do not want to lose any sleep, I highly recommend you do not watch it unless you've already seen it. So there you go. It's the eyes. It's the eyes that got me.
Nera.
That's creepy, man.
So, how would
Very
we
creepy.
explain this strange skeleton found on the floor of the ocean?
A strange skeleton was found in the ocean.
What on earth is that?
It's just going and going and going. Here we go, we're going in for a... Oh, whoa! It just powdered, disintegrated. I did not expect that.
The shape of these vertebrae make me think it could be possibly a snake or a fish. However, all the snakes that actually live in the ocean are pretty small, and this looks a lot bigger. Is it possible that this is a skeleton of something much older?
It's the same length as the largest whales. But this is not a whale. A whale's vertebrae has a series of bones known as transverse processes protruding from it. The skeleton in the clip does not. The largest prehistoric fish we've found evidence of is the Leedsichthys, a terrifying creature so large, early fossil hunters mistook it for a stegosaurus. These monsters weighed 45 tons, 7 times heavier than an elephant. This is no fossil, but a skeleton of a creature that died in the recent past. Are there species in the ocean that have survived the mass extinction event?
Very interesting to think about. Like I said, there's a scientist that discovered that there was a very, very, very condensed lake of fresh water, or even more condensed saltwater lake on the bottom of the ocean. They couldn't even get past it. So my theory is, always comes with the theories, that there is something more underneath that lake, and we do not have the technological means to get past it. Now, with that being said, we are going down not hundreds of miles, but you know what I mean, like very, very deep down in the ocean. And we're going to sit there, and we found something so freaking resistant and so freaking pressurized that we couldn't even get past it. The scientist, he died of mysterious circumstances, a plane crash, and because he made this discovery. Now, have you ever seen the movie The Meg with Jason Statham in it? Yes, it's a movie. They found the same thing. They got past it, and they found surviving species of the megalodon. Again, it's just a movie, but just bear with me, okay? Could there be surviving members of prehistoric or some other kind of aquatic life out there? There's no evidence to say there's not. There's not. Okay, there's a crap ton of frickin' food in the ocean, and the frickin' food is very, very plentiful. Alright? Now, with that being said, could there be surviving species of the prehistoric frickin'... There's surviving members of prehistoric species of aquatic life out there? Possibly. Very possible. Very possible. But we're talking about Loch Ness Monster. Looks just like a frickin' aquatic creature from Triassic period. Or the Jurassic period. I'm not a frickin' cryptozoologist or a frickin' paleontologist or anything like that. I'm just saying. It looks like it. It looks very close to it. But, theories aside, it could be very well possible. That's all I'm saying. It could be very well possible. There's no evidence to say that we've searched the entire bowels of the frickin' deep water or anything else. Hell, you could have just said you found Jormungandr's frickin' goddamn skeleton, for all we know. You couldn't frickin' find out about it because the frickin' skeleton was so pressurized under so much water that the skeleton basically disintegrated. So, under theory, you're saying that it could be a prehistoric frickin' fish or some kind of marine life of a species. Could be very well that. We'll never know.
It starts with the wife, then it proceeds to the husband. Simply tragic.
Oh, that's a hell no, dude. Yeah, that's a no for me. Yeah, I think they watched too much Paranormal Activity. That was almost line per line how the end of Paranormal Activity happened. I'm going to call fake on that because the wife went into the other room. We don't know the layout of the house, and all of a sudden the lights start flickering as soon as she leaves the bedroom, and you just hear her screaming, and that's the end of the clip. So I'm going to say that's fake. What do you guys think?
All we have to say is that you wait for it. There was something coming just at the end.
Scariest videos on the internet, part 4.
Great. What did you see? Oh!
After all of that?
Yeah, no. Hard pass. I didn't even see that the first time.
We have to run.
Alright. You guys, that's the end of my reaction. If you guys enjoyed my commentary, my feedback, and my reaction on this, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you could also do me a world's biggest favor, please hit the like, subscribe, and bell notification in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, because every single time you do that, it helps me break the YouTube algorithm. And I actually want to have my videos pushed out more so people can enjoy my content and have a more open dialogue with me and say, hey, you know what? That was creepy. I do like that. I like where your mind's at. I want to have a dialogue with you. Bet. Let's do that. But anyway, it's up for you guys to decide. Anyway, I'm Mystic from Mystical Tomes, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.